This is Onicha, a city that has fascinated urban planners, economists, historians, and travelers for decades. Located on the eastern banks of the River Niger in southeastern Nigeria, Onitsha is more than a city. It is an economic machine, a commercial powerhouse, a place where millions come to trade, buy, sell, invest, and build. Many visitors arriving for the first time notice something unusual. The skyline is not dominated by a few skyscrapers. Instead, thousands upon thousands of multi-storey structures rise from nearly every neighborhood: residential blocks, hotels, warehouses, commercial plazas, office buildings, market complexes. The result is one of the densest urban landscapes in Nigeria. Some observers even describe it as the city with the highest concentration of multi-storey buildings in West Africa. But how did this happen? What forces transformed the traditional river settlement into a vertical city? To answer the question, we must travel back in time. Long before modern Nigeria emerged, Onicha was already a thriving settlement. Historical records indicate that the city was founded by Igbo migrants linked to the ancient Benin Kingdom around the 17th century. Its strategic location along the Niger River made it a natural center of commerce. Goods moved north and south. Merchants arrived from distant regions. Trade flourished. The River Niger became Onitsha's first highway. By the 19th century, British traders had established commercial relationships with the city. The local economy expanded rapidly. Onitsha evolved into a major trading center for palm oil, agricultural products, and imported goods. Yet, nobody at the time could have imagined the urban giants the city would become. The foundations were being laid. Commerce was already shaping the destiny of Onicha. If there is one institution responsible for Onicha's transformation, it is the famous Main Market, widely recognized as the largest market in Africa by geographical size and trade volume. The market serves merchants from across Nigeria and neighboring countries. Every day, trucks arrive carrying goods worth millions of dollars: electronics, textiles, building materials, household products, automobile parts, industrial supplies. The market became a magnet. Traders who made fortunes needed offices. Importers needed warehouses. Distributors needed showrooms. Families needed housing. As economic activities expanded, so did the demand for space. And because land inside the city was limited, building upward became the logical solution. The vertical expansion of Onicha had begun. Most rapidly growing cities expand horizontally. Onicha faced a different reality. The city occupies a relatively constrained area, surrounded by neighboring communities and natural barriers. As population and business activities increased, available land became scarce. Scarcity changed everything. Land prices soared. Property values increased. Developers began maximizing every plot. Instead of one-story structures, property owners constructed three-story buildings, then four-story buildings, then five-story buildings. Soon, entire districts became forests of concrete. Urban density became a defining characteristic of the city. Studies consistently rank Onicha among Nigeria's most densely populated urban areas. To understand Onitsha's architecture, one must understand its people. The city is located in the heart of Igboland. Among the Igbo people, commerce is more than an occupation. It is a culture. Generations have been raised on principles of enterprise, investment, and wealth creation. As businesses expanded, entrepreneurs reinvested profit into real estate. Buildings became both business assets and symbols of achievement. A trader might own a shop on the ground floor, rent out offices upstairs, lease apartments above that. One building could generate income from multiple sources. This model spread throughout the city. The result was a construction boom unlike anything previously seen in the region. The completion of the historic Niger Bridge dramatically altered Onitsha's future. The bridge connected eastern Nigeria directly with western Nigeria. Trade volumes exploded, transportation improved, economic integration accelerated. Suddenly, Onicha became a gateway between multiple regions of the country. Businesses relocated closer to the city. Investors purchased land. Developers built larger structures. Population growth intensified. The urban skyline expanded accordingly. The bridge was not merely an engineering project, it was an economic revolution. Unlike many cities whose growth is driven primarily by government planning, much of Onitsha's development emerged from private investments. Families built, traders built, business owners built, diaspora investors built. The city's architecture became a reflection of individual ambition. Every new commercial success often translated into another building. Every profitable business generated demand for additional space. The process repeated itself thousands of times over decades. The cumulative effect is astonishing. Today, entire districts consist almost entirely of multi-storey structures. When people think of skylines, they often imagine towering skyscrapers. Onicha tells a different story. Its skyline is horizontal and vertical at the same time. Instead of a handful of giant towers, there are countless medium-rise buildings, 3 floors, 4 floors, 5 floors, 6 floors, repeated endlessly across neighborhoods. This creates a unique urban character. The city may not possess the tallest building in West Africa, but it arguably possesses one of the most extensive landscapes of continuous medium-rise development. This distinction is what fuels the popular claim about Onitsha's extraordinary numbers of multi-storey buildings. Buildings are physical evidence of economic activity. Every structure tells a story. A wholesale distributor, a transport operator, a hotel owner, a manufacturer, a logistic company. Together, they form a massive commercial ecosystem. Britannica describes Onicha as a major market and trading center, serving vast areas of Nigeria and beyond. The city's influence extends far beyond Anambra State. Merchants arrive from Ghana, Benin Republic, Cameroon, Niger Republic, Togo, and numerous parts of Nigeria. Trade creates wealth. Wealth creates buildings. Buildings create more economic opportunity. The circle continues. Rapid urbanization comes with challenges: traffic congestion, pressure on infrastructure, drainage issues, waste management, housing demand, transportation bottlenecks. Urban planners continue searching for solutions. Yet, these challenges are themselves evidence of intense economic activity. Cities rarely struggle with growth unless growth is occurring. The challenge for Onicha is not how to attract people, it is how to manage success. Can Onicha truly claim to have the highest numbers of multi-storey buildings in West Africa? The answer remains difficult to verify conclusively. Cities such as Lagos, Accra, Abidjan, and Dakar also possess extensive urban development. However, Onitsha's unique combination of exceptional urban density, massive commercial activity, limited land availability, strong entrepreneurial culture, thousands of medium-rise structures makes it one of the strongest contenders for such title. Whether first or among the first, the scale of its built environment is undeniable. As night falls, the light of Onicha illuminates countless buildings. Each structure represents a dream, an investment, a family story, a business journey. The city continues to evolve. New roads are being constructed. Urban renewal projects are underway. Real estate development continues. Population growth shows little sign of slowing. The next chapter of Onicha's story is still being written. Perhaps future urban studies will finally determine whether it truly possesses the highest numbers of multi-storey buildings in West Africa. But even without that title, one fact remains certain. Onicha stands among Africa's most remarkable cities. A city built by trade, a city shaped by ambition, a city that transformed limited land into unlimited opportunity, and above all, a city whose skyline tells the story of the entrepreneurial spirit of southeastern Nigeria. Onicha is not just a city, it is a statement, a living, breathing symbol of enterprise, resilience, and relentless ambition. From the banks of the River Niger to the crowded streets of its market, every building tells a story of risk, a story of hustle, a story of people who refuse to stay small and choose instead to build upward. Whether or not it is officially holding the title of the city with the highest number of multi-storey buildings in West Africa, one thing is undeniable: Onicha has built something extraordinary, not just in concrete, but in spirit. And as the lights come on across thousands of buildings, one question remains: what will this city become in the next 10, 20, or even 50 years? Because if history has taught us anything, Onicha is just getting started. If this video opened your eyes to the real Onicha, hit the like button. It helps more people discover stories like this. Subscribe now and join us as we uncover the hidden power of cities across Southeast Nigeria and beyond. Drop a comment below. Do you think Onicha is truly number one in West Africa? Or do you think any other city in West Africa has more multi-story buildings than Onicha? Let's discuss. And don't stop here. Watch our next documentary, The Rise of Eastern Nigeria. You don't want to miss it.